Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurudeva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om from Niagara Falls. In approximately 1 month, what is going to begin? What is special the 1 month from now? Will be the beginning of Navaratri. Yes? And we will dress up, and we'll dress our homes up, and we'll create golus, and so on and so forth. And this is all beautiful about Navaratri. What I feel is most beautiful of Navaratri is that Devi assumes so many functional roles. Sometimes as Mother Parvati, sometimes as Mother Lakshmi. And if you study this in more detail, within Mother Parvati there's different roles that Devi assumes. But at no point is Devi unaware of her fundamental presence. Is she ever lost in who she is? So totally tuned to the fundamental, she's dynamic in the functional. This is the true celebration of Navaratri. And why I'm sharing this is our Devi culture should create a sense in us that we will not be satisfied with some peace. If we excel in our functional roles, but we've lost track of our fundamental presence, there will be some peace in our lives, but there will not be full peace. And this culture is to become more and more and more dissatisfied with this some peace in our lives. Now those who are new to our Devi culture, they may be thinking, I'm beginning this discourse by saying you're going to be more dissatisfied by coming. It's like having a dislocated shoulder. I've never had one, but this is what I've inferred, that it's painful, and to relocate that shoulder is more painful, but it finally creates ease. Yes? Maybe we can relate to that more with our dental pain, if there's a cavity or something like that. It hurts. It hurts more when the dentist operates on it, but finally, there is ease. Be dissatisfied with some peace. Only be satisfied with full peace. And the way to reach this full peace is through one's Satguru. This is why we're studying Guru Stotram. The praise of the Guru, which is really the understanding of the Guru. And this Stotram is within a Gita. a song that Bhagavan Shiva sings to Mother Parvati. In Shloka 3, perhaps the most popular of all shlokas in Guru Stotram, we explored how our Guru is Lord Brahma, is Lord Vishnu, is Mahadeva, Lord Shiva. Our Guru is Brahman, herself, himself. And how we can relate to this is that our Guru can and will be all for us. Will help us evolve from being a searcher to a seeker, will keep on guiding us, will end our pursuit of peace by making us peace. Our Sadguru will be all for us. And then in Shloka 4, we had studied a similar thought to Shloka 1, where our Sadguru is trying to teach us to pay more attention to creation. If there's an element, if there's matter that is created, there has to be a creator. And the creator must always be greater than the creation. In our scriptures, there's a lovely saying that a child will never be greater than their parents. And the reason for that is that the parent is the cause, the child is the effect. Yes? So the creation can never be as beautiful, as wonderful as the creator. That's what this shloka is teaching us. And for those who are fundamentally deep, even more pervasive than the creator, is consciousness. Because the creator we tend to feel outside, consciousness we tend to feel inside. This is all covered in Shloka 4. And this thought is picked up on in Shloka 5, which is one of my favorite shlokas. It could be a favorite of many of us, because the reason we're all gathered is shared in the first word. Please repeat after me. Chinmayam vyapiyat sarvam. Chinmayam vyapiyat sarvam. Trailokyam sacharacharam. Trailokyam sacharacharam. Tatpadam darshitam yena. Tatpadam darshitam yena. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We'll chant together. Chinmayam vyapiyat sarvam. Trailokyam sacharacharam. Tatpadam darshitam yena. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I'm consciously chanting slower so that we can enunciate well, but generally I find people chant Guru Stotram too slowly. You know, it's the beginning of what you're doing. You're supposed to be inspired and excited, but you just slowly want to just sit like this. So though we're chanting slowly, make sure you chant in an upbeat way. What does Bhagavan Shiva say to Mother Parvati? Chinmayam. How many of you know what Chinmaya means? Here we are, part of Chinmaya mission for decades. We know what mission means, but mission of what? You've heard of this word Maya before. Like Annamaya, that which is filled with or pervaded by food, the body. Maya of Chit, filled with consciousness, pervaded by awareness. So Chinmaya means the one who is ever vigilant. Chinmaya. And who Bhagavan Shiva is describing right now is the infinite, is God, Remember, in our context, Bhagavan Shiva is describing the Guru. And though I've never met our Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda, everyone who has met him physically has told me he is Chinmaya. Ever vigilant about every detail of what he said, you said, the challenges in your life, the solutions in your life, addresses, phone numbers. It is surreal. This is an area of improvement for all of us, no? To be more vigilant. People's names, addresses, what was shared last month. Yes? Chinmaya vyapiyat sarvam. This presence is everywhere. This presence is in all. And this is a similar thought to Shloka 4, to Shloka 1. But here I'm describing that someone who's Chinmaya-like is paying attention to all. Okay? We're making this about us. Trailokyam sacharacharam. Specifically, this awareness pervades the three loka, the three worlds, if you take this literally. But many of you have heard that the word loka doesn't just mean world. Loka means field of experience. So as an example, I have my physical world, my mental world, and my intellectual world, correct? Deepavali's coming. So you have your professional friends, your family friends, and your fake friends. All right, that's your three worlds. We actually have we have like 14 worlds when it comes to friend circles. What I would like to highlight here is our various states of reality. The waking state, the dream state, the sleep state. When we are awake, we're in a pseudo-awake state right now. Do you believe in any other state? If someone else is dreaming about traveling to Paris, and they're actually mouthing it, they're sleep talking, do you believe that they're in Paris? No, you're here in Niagara Falls, whatever city you're in. Now, go to your dream. When you're dreaming, do you believe in the waking state? When you're asleep, do you know if you're a Devi or not? Do you know time, space, matter? Isn't it fascinating that every state we're in is perpetually changing? But we wake up to this state and believe it's absolute, when this state is absolutely relative. Trailokyam, another word for this is avastha. Jagrata avastha, which means the waking state, etc. Avastha means that which comes and goes. Things in your life that come and go, should you treat them in an absolute way or in a relative way? Logically, we should treat them in a relative way, right? Rationally, as I'm sharing this, everyone's nodding their head. Yes, we should treat them in a relative way. Do we treat them in a relative way? Our Guru does. Our Guru teaches us. Sacharacharam, with all that is moving, all that is conscious, as well as all that is not moving, that which is inert, whether they're articles, beings, or circumstances. Please internalize this message. All of this is relative. And I'm going to give you one more reference point to this. In Rama Gita, Sri Lakshmana asks Bhagavan Rama what Maya is. And Bhagavan Rama gives him a beginning message and then an advanced message. We'll stick with the beginning message. Maya is all that is perceived. All that is perceived. So, the couch you're sitting on, is it perceived? Yes. The person next to you, perceived? Yes, your own skin perceived, your own thoughts perceived, then why do we take other people's skin so seriously? Why do we take our own thoughts so seriously? You all know that in Bharat, in India, the Supreme Court, or I think they call it the High Court, has shared that homosexual intercourse is no longer a crime. And I saw this post of, LGBTQIA, various orientations, and underneath that it said, love is love. And I thought that was a really deep message, that orientation is on the outside, but love is beyond such perception, correct? Can you feel my love for Vyasa right now? All you can feel is my Wi-Fi connection. You can't feel my voice in its purest way or my body heat, correct? And then our chorus almost, Tat padam darshitam yena. The one who's teaching me, Tat padam, teaching me Tat, teaching me the highest. Another way to describe this, in reference to Bhagavad Gita, is para vidya. You've all heard this term before. Vidya is that which helps us to remember. And para vidya, that which helps us to remember that which is the highest. Now, who decides if a knowledge is the highest or not? By how much you get paid. White collar, blue collar, US dollars, Canadian dollars. What is taxable, what is not taxable? Who decides? What Guruji Swami Tejomayananda shared with us. The highest gain is when you no longer seek gain. The highest gain is when you no longer seek gain. So now tell me, everyone in this Devi culture study group has gone to high school. I'm inferring, I think, pretty accurately. Most have graduated from college, university, some with masters, PhDs, whatever. Everything you studied, did it make you independently joyous? Did you study the highest where you no longer sought gain? If you no longer sought gain, you wouldn't be in this in this study group right now. You are Guru Gita. I'm describing you right now. Now I'll make this more practical. The word para means the highest. Para also means others. This knowledge helps us to understand others, doesn't it? For all of the people who are in families, your family, my family, can be very trying on our patience. Yes? This is also why this is our Devi culture, where half of your family is not allowed to be in this community, so you can focus more. Our patience is tried. And those moments where you remember, literally remember, the divinity in me is the divinity in the person trying my patience. If I remember that I should be more virtuous, accepting, etc., etc., don't you feel better? Don't you say more positive words, act in a more holistic way? So this paravidya, self-knowledge, helps us to understand others. I don't think chemistry does. I went to business school. Business school taught me how to capitalize on others, not to understand others. And so, tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I remember our Sadguru. I respect and love and revere our Sadguru. Our Sadguru has created a field for all of us that challenges us. Many of the people we met today, they're yes people. Everything you say, they'll say yes to. They'll agree with you when actually they should say no. They should disagree. In Ramayana, when Sugriva is being taught Mitra Dharma, that is the responsibilities of a friend. So Bhagavan Rama is teaching Sugriva the primary characteristic of a friend. And now look at all of the people around you. Look at the person in front of you. The primary characteristic of a friend is someone who challenges you. Challenges you to be your best. Now, if you think of our Sadguru, if you think of, in a localized way, Swami Chinmayananda, if there was no Swami Chinmayananda, we wouldn't have this course, we wouldn't be able to teach on Sundays, etc., etc. But he's provided a field to challenge us, to bring out the best in us. And Sugriva shares the most lovely thought with Bhagavan Rama. He says, I've understood what you're teaching me, and based on what you've shared, you know who my best friend is? Who's Sugriva's best friend? Who does he say is his BFF? Vali. The same person, his brother that's trying to destroy him, he says is his best friend. Why? Because Vali is the one who brought God to him. And I've shared that with all of you many times. The presence, the personality that brings you to satsang is your greatest friend. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Let's chant this shloka again. As we chant this, please pick up on these keywords. Chinmaya, Trailokyam. This is how we'll remember. That's what Vidya is. Fast. Chinmayam Vyapiyat Sarvam Trailokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. In our next shloka, please repeat. Sarva Shruti Shiro Ratna Sarva Shruti Shiro Ratna Virajita Padam Bujaha Virajita Padam Bujaha Vedantam Bujasuryo Yaha Vedantam Bujasuryo Yaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. And we'll chant this together at the end, okay? For the sake of time. Sarva, all. Shruti. What is another word for the Shruti or Shruti? That which is heard. And in the context of Sanatana Dharma, that is the Veda. But within this Veda, Shiro Ratnaha. What does Shiraha mean? Our head. I think there's some sort of yoga pose, yogasana pose where you stand on your head, yes? We were in Charlotte a little while ago at the airport. All of the North Carolina people are, what were you doing? How come you didn't tell us? So we were there and we sat down long time before our flight. And there was a person engaged in yogasanas in the corner. And he was literally standing on his head in the airport. And it was funny because he was just drawing such a scene to himself. And I thought that if he sat there and read quietly, it would be much deeper. It becomes less about other people. Anyways, who knows what's going on in this Shiraha? Shiro Ratna. Ratna means jewel. We often think of this as a chudamani, the crest jewel. Here, what our Sadguru is the best part, the sublimest part of the Veda, which we all know as Vedanta, the inner part of the Veda, also known as Upanishad, to sit below with determination, in other words, with humility. Now, opening this up some more, whenever an entity is created, the knowledge of that creation comes to be also. When I took accounting in high school, and in university to a degree also, they give you this challenge, they give you this problem, and you have to come up with a solution. And they want to see the steps of how you got from here to here. Yes, and if you don't show those steps, then they'll take marks off. They want to see your scrap pieces of paper. So in other words, this solution has come through knowledge, correct? So this laptop, it was created with knowledge, and that knowledge is shared in the form of an instruction manual. So now I want you to extrapolate this to this creation. Your home, your city, your world, the multiverse, all of this is created, and the knowledge of this creation is known as the Veda. Yes? Everyone's with me? Okay. Now, internalizing this some more. How many subjects, and I want to see this with your hands, one hand or two hands, how many subjects does the Veda teach? I see 4, I see 1. Some people are going back like that, so I can't see them. It's like they're putting up their answer, but they're really not putting up their answer. The Veda only teaches 2 subjects. 2 and only 2. The lower part of the Veda teaches dharma, which is our responsibilities in and through creation. And the higher part of the Veda teaches Brahma, which is independent joy. So here, when we talk about the crest jewel of the Veda, what is being taught is that Guru is Brahman. That Guru has the knowledge or the insight to guide us to Brahman. Everyone caught that? Now, some of us have been studying lots of Upanishads, lots of Bhagavad Gita. We enroll in our Bhagavad Gita courses. We try to do the questionnaires. Then we think, why do the questionnaires? The Bhagavad Gita course is about thinking, not about writing. So, what the Guru does, virajita padambujaha. Virajita means shines, brings to life. Padambujaha, this shining is symbolized in one's Sadguru's lotus-like feet. So let's open this up some. Where do lotuses grow? How many of you have never seen a lotus? Let me rewind. You've never seen a lotus before. Okay, if you haven't, you have to come to Bharat to come see lotuses. I think they only grow in Bharat because it doesn't seem like anyone else ever talks about lotuses other than those from India, correct? So lotus grows in muck. It's a combination of water and mud. But a lotus is never mucky. A lotus is never dirty, correct? So now for our Sadguru, how is it that they shine? How do they make this knowledge shine? Because they live in the same disorganization that we live in. They live in the same distraction we live in, but they're not disorganized. They're not distracted. They never blame the circumstance. They are too deep for that. Shared differently, we often engage in Paduka Pujas. For our Sadguru, we offer worship to the sandals. Why? The reason why we're having our Devi Satsang so close to last month is next week in particular, we will be on our Canada Yatra. A small group of us. I've limited the number to 10 this time to make it very intimate. Every day we're going to hike for 8 hours. That's 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. approximately. 10, 12 kilometer hikes into the Rockies. Where are the real Rockies? What do we call them? I think they're called the Canadian Rockies. I think. This is what the internet has taught me. Now, part of our packing list is to wear hiking shoes because these are mountains. It's not gravel in our driveways. And if you don't have hiking shoes, you need shoes with good grip, running shoes. Now imagine people walk barefoot. How far could they walk? How enjoyably could they walk? They couldn't. It would be terrible. We worship padukas not in a physical sense, but in a virtue sense. Virtues make us more balanced amongst imbalance, isn't it? There's so much imbalance around us with technology, with politics, with the economy. But our Sadguru is still balanced. The third quarter, Vedanta Ambuja Suryaha Yaha, another analogy is given, that imagine Vedanta, which is the knowledge of what's in you, the knowledge of what's inside of life, is like a flower. How do flowers bloom? With the sun. Our Sadguru is like the sun to this knowledge. Now think, in our first shloka, Akhanda Mandala Akaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam, the one who teaches me that this whole multiverse is pervaded by existence, awareness, joy. Next, Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya. I am blinded by ignorance, and our Sadguru comes and brings knowledge to open our eyes. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara. We tend to externalize God, but our Guru teaches us to internalize God. Stavaram Jangamam Vyaptam Yatkinchit Sacharacharam. Whether that is conscious, unconscious, moving, not moving, it's that same existence, the same awareness, and on and on and on. My point here is this subject is inexplicable. How do you explain the infinite? But how hard and how smart our Sadguru tries, how patiently our Sadguru tries to bring this to life so we become fragrant like a flower. This is why Bhagavan Shiva is prostrating to this group of rishis, and Mother Parvati is asking, why? And here are our answers. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Our Guru guides our prayers, guides our desires. If you think of the last time, or 5 years ago, when you went to a mandir, what did you pray for? We probably prayed for winning the lottery. And the lottery is not just in a financial sense. A lottery is a promotion. A lottery is my kid getting married, correct? My child having a child. That's all lottery. This is what we pray for. Our Guru guides our desires. Now, I think 5 years later, do you desire winning the lottery? I don't think so. Do you desire being the most popular person? I hope not so. See how our desires are evolving. Who can do that for us? Who can change our prayers and our desires other than the one whose only focus is on the infinite? And when someone's focus is only on the infinite, we just get attracted and follow the same. Our bhagya, our good fortune. Let us chant Shloka 6 together. Remember the key words, please. You should never have to study Guru Stotram again. We've chanted it 1,000 times. Now that we've studied this, Vidya, find ways to remember this. Sarva Shruti Shiro Ratna Virajita Padambujaha Vedantambuja suryo yaha tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.